Hey everybody, I wanted to talk to everybody a little bit today about what's going on in Greece and sort of provide the big picture for what's happening. If you're not following the news, what's happening in Greece is there's riots right now. Greece is looking like it's going to be bailed out by the euro. The other European countries included Greece in the European arrangement, and Greece is in so much debt that they're going under. So the idea of a bailout has come up in Greece. And what's happening right now is we've got a global flaw in our economic currency system. So what's happening is everybody's dollar or everybody's currency is fiat money, which basically means that it's monopoly money. It's not backed by anything. It's not backed by a basket of goods. It's not tied to gold or silver. So what happens when the value of the money isn't tied to anything is it literally becomes worthless. And so, or it becomes worth what it's actually made of, which is a piece of paper, which is virtually worthless. So what's happened in Greece is the USA's federal banking system has decided that they're going to help out with the bailout. So most Americans don't realize this, but a few weeks back our government decided to send $103 billion into the package that's going to help bail out Greece. So Americans just incurred another $103 billion in debt in 1 week just with the stroke of a pen in this idea that we have to help out Greece. Now, all the European countries are doing the same thing, and the real funny thing here is that Greece is actually helping to bail out Greece. So you look at what the banks are doing is they'll just print off more money to get themselves out of debt. Well, Greece is actually printing off money to help Greece get out of debt. So that's kind of like me wanting to buy a $20,000 car, but I only have $5,000. So I go to the car dealer and I say, I'd like to buy this $20,000 car, and I'm just going to take out a loan for $15,000 because I only have $5,000. So I'm going to take out this loan and I'm going to pay you up front here. And the bank says, okay, well, where's the loan coming from? And I say, oh, well, I'm going to loan it to myself. So I'm just going to print off some money for myself, and then I'll have $20,000 magically out of thin air. And that's what our global currency is based on right now. It's just printing paper off out of thin air. Now, the problem with this is, to me, it's clear that this is corruption, pure and simple. All right, it doesn't matter if you're capitalist, if you're communist, if you're fascist. It really doesn't even matter what sort of economic model we're talking about. Anytime you put the power of somebody to be given the legal right to just print off money whenever they feel like it, then you're going to be getting yourself in trouble. History has shown this, and it's funny that Germany is the only country that's holding out right now over in Europe. And the reason why is because the Germans remember the Weimar Republic. They remember what happened before World War II when they started printing off money to pay off all their debts, and the inflation went rampant, and people got that much more destitute. And what happened after everybody was destitute was they were looking for a savior, and Hitler rose to power. So this is a very interesting time for us to be dealing with this right now, because we're in a lot of debt. And the fact that we've got bankers and federal banks, central banking, that's just printing off money for everything they want to print it off for. If you're a poker player, then basically what is fair to say is that the bankers have shown their hand at this point. What they're doing is they're running the printing press 24/7, and they're going to pay off their debt by monetizing our currency, the United States dollar. And what that means is they're going to go ahead and print off as much money as they need to pay off our debt, because they know that we can't honestly pay it off. So we're looking for some high periods of inflation coming up in the near future. For those of you who think the economy has turned around, basically what's happened is this is a one-time fix. Just like a drug addict likes to get a fix and then another fix and another fix, it doesn't help the body to be taking more drugs. What we're doing is we're just printing off money and injecting it into the economy. And if you follow gold, what the gold prices are, the gold's going to keep going up. Some people think that gold is is a bubble itself. But the thing about a bubble is it requires that there's an irrational expectation that the product that's being bought is going to increase in value indefinitely. Now, nobody's buying gold because of that. They're buying gold because they're hedging their bets against the currencies right now. So this has nothing to do with a bubble in gold. It has to do with preserving the wealth that you have. And so anyhow, if you're not following what's happening in Greece, it's just the first country in a whole line of countries that are going to be falling in the same way. And there's a lot of riots right now. It's a real shame because Greece is a great country. But we're going to have to look forward to something like that in the future too, because we're not doing anything to pay off our debt except printing off money right now. And so I really encourage you to start following what's going on with the Audit the Fed. It's the first step towards getting some transparency and some clearness about what the Fed does. The Fed is the legalized printing press in this country here in the U.S. And these guys just print off money, and like I said, they give it to Greece, they give it to whoever they want without the consent of the people. And yet we're going to have to bear this cost and bear the inflation of what's going on with them printing off more money and diluting the value of our own money. So anyhow, thanks for listening. I really hope people start getting into politics, because if you look at the real unemployment rates right now, things are getting tough for the country, and they're going to keep getting tougher so long as the purchasing power of our dollar goes down and we have to spend more and more money just to buy basic goods. All right. Thanks a lot, and I hope you spread this to other people if you're concerned about the same things, or at least start being aware of what's going on in the world around us. Thanks.